So, welcome to at-home version of More to the Story.
There you go. Yes.
um, I am Farron Moore. I am still my co-host. My lovely husband is still on hiatus right now. So today we have beautiful Melissa, Miss Kev on stage, Mrs. Kev on stage, and
Mrs.
what'd you say?
I never say Mrs. I always just say Miss.
Really?
Ms., Miss, Mrs.
Yes. Mrs. is the only one that's married.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the MRS. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
never do it.
She's like, I ain't got time for all those extra syllables.
Oh, okay. So Miss Kev on stage. And introduce yourself.
Oh, I am Melissa Fredericks, Miss Kev on stage or Mrs. Kev on stage on social media. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a content creator, and that's me, child.
Come on. Come
Me,
on.
child. Okay. Thanks, child. And we also have the beautiful did we name the fro yet? But that
Her
chick
name
Angel.
is Gloria.
I
Gloria.
love
Gloria.
it.
Yeah, Gloria.
I like Gloria.
Yeah,
Why am
she
I
out
hearing-
today.
Oh.
Yes, she is. I love
Yes, she looks beautiful.
She very dirty. She a little dirty girl, so she gonna get washed after this. But me and Gloria, I am Angel Lakita Moore, or Angel Tanksley, or that chick Angel, whichever you feeling like calling me on the day. I am an actress, a host, an influencer, a stand-up comedian, and a mother of 4 boys.
Yes.
I guess that's it. Oh, and I'll be married and things and whatnot, but that's it.
She's like also.
Also that dude.
Nice. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm excited.
Yay!
I feel like I start like every episode with I'm excited. I really do be excited.
I love it.
Like once I get started, I'm all nerves, and then once I get rolling, I'll be like, I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, so we started something new since the last time y'all joined us, where we're going through disturbing DMs. I've been asking listeners to share DMs with us so that we can laugh and make fun of them. So let's see.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we have this one from a young lady. And like her email was like, why are men so persistent even when like, their mission is futile? So she has this guy reaching out to her via Instagram. And I'm just gonna start. So, and pay attention to the dates. This is important.
Okay.
October 13th. This is from him. October 13th. Hello. October 20th. Hello. October 29th. Good morning. November 18th. Hey. December 27th. Hello. January 5th. Hello, you. January 10th. Hello. And it keeps going. February 14th. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
February 19th. Hello. February 26th. Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope you have an amazing day. Remember to check on loved ones and stay positive.
Oh.
March 7th. Hello. March 8th. Good morning, Queen. March 11th. Hello. She has not responded a single time.
Wow.
And he just kept sending over months. He just kept sending more and more messages. And it's like, at what point are you like
gonna get the hint?
When do you stop? I feel like he's probably still sending them. She sent this pretty close to that last one, and I was like, he's still reaching out.
It sounds like lyrics to a Justin Bieber pop song, like hello, 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 good morning, hello, happy Valentine's Day. Hey, check on your loved ones. Hello. It's like that's. It's like we're getting a song together.
songwriter.
Yeah, that was so great and very
You had the melody.
Really yeah,
I was like, I said, okay, he's getting a song together. I see it. Is this a song fence transition? What is this?
Right.
Like,
you thought I was about to jump into the ad game, right?
Yes,
there. No.
I was like, okay, I get it. It don't cause them no, their thumbs are not tired from a hello. So he's like, he's recharged every time. He's like, maybe she didn't see it.
He's like, you know what? It's been a couple weeks. Let her know I'm thinking about her when that is the last thing she wants to know.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that in most circumstances, persistence is an admirable trait. Like you want someone who like has initiative and doesn't give up and is willing to go after what they want, except when they're in your DMs. Then that's the one time where you're like, get the hint. My answer is no.
Right. This is a red flag, sir. This is a red flag.
It's absolutely a red flag.
He's that person that like tries to force you to let him pump your gas at the gas station.
Yes.
Like, get out. Don't keep walking towards me. I said no.
I want you to walk away.
Yes.
But what's so crazy is that like I wish in some cases I had that type of persistence.
Oh, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the thought of a no be making me be like, I ain't even going to attempt. If I think the answer might be no, I have to like even talk myself into being like, let me just, okay, I'm gonna ask, but they might say no. But to be like, I don't care, or either it's I don't care, or watch, this is the time that it's going to be a yes. I don't know what that mentality is because I don't have it in me. But dude, for social media, it's something about, it's like that part turns off in their head if they even have it. They put it off somewhere and they're just like, nope, I'm going to shoot my shot at people who have no idea who I am.
Yes.
And see what happens.
I'm telling you, it's the shooting your shot and it's a brick. Somehow the ball outside of the stadium. And every time you pull up, like it's going in.
Right. He's got the bricks to build a castle. Yes. He's just like, we'll just
right. He's
present every time.
Right. Yes. But he seemed like he's just sitting there like the worst that can happen is that she says no, but her lack of saying no is like he's just like, the worst that could happen is that she say no when it's me, or from the sounds of it, Angel, like the thought of you saying no will crumble me a little bit. But he's like, the worst that could happen.
No. And this is the thing though, he's holding on to hope. You guys have to understand what hope is.
Hope. Break it down.
Yes, hope is the absence of the no. So the fact that she hasn't seen it, he's like, so you're saying there's a chance.
There's
okay. She's going to open this and be like, he has been pursuing me since October.
I can't believe it. But listen, he's the type of dude that don't seem like the presence of a no erases hope either. It's no today, but tomorrow it might be maybe.
Right. Tomorrow's a new day.
Next month, let's just give her a month to cool off, and then she'll be available and ready for me.
Right.
I wonder, is this how these 90-day fiance relationships start?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times it's foreigners that are usually sending these. It's not usually American men. That is what usually American men say a little bit more, or they show a little bit more. Like it's not just a hi. It'll be just a little bit longer of a sentence. So the fact that there's just like a hello and they're like just seeing like maybe this will be my ticket to America. If she just responds,
yes.
I don't know.
I've never watched 90-Day Fiance. Is that what it is? Is it like mail order bride situations? Like, what is it?
Tell her, Melissa.
Oh, it's the best television ever. It is the best. It's often older women with younger guys that are often these, different countries around the world, and they fall head over heels in love, or it's a much older white guy dating a beautiful younger exotic woman or someone, you know, from another country, and they get out here, and especially the women, they show their whole entire rump. I watched one season, and Chad, it was leaving in the middle of the night. This one guy, older white lady, lives in Georgia. She had like 3 kids. He was out partying, going out with her brother to strip clubs, all this kind of stuff, telling her we don't have to get married, but I've been here for this long. No, that ain't even what he did. Look, girl, watch the show. What he did was he lied to the producers. So they got married on the sly secretly.
Oh.
After they got married, he started to show his behind, telling her off, being cruel to her kids, going out at night, bringing women home, just the worst.
Bringing women home.
Like doing her little confessional, and the producers were like, well, are you going to call out the wedding? She starts crying.
Oh,
we had already got married.
Stop.
Which season was this?
I'm trying to remember, because you know they start intermingling.
Yeah,
people, but it's a bigger white lady from Georgia, and her family is clearly MAGA. Okay, a younger dude from like the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
nice looking dude too. Showed his behind.
Yo, he said, hide your flaws until after the wedding.
Convinced that woman to get married, and was like, oh, so I'm here now. There's nothing you can do.
Oh
my God.
I'm sorry. It's great television.
But it's great.
That's the story behind the hello, good morning, queen. That is what the story is. That's what
happened. Wow. Okay. I guess I'll give it a watch, because I do not watch reality TV unless it's like a docuseries on solving a murder, and I'm like, they need my help to solve this crime. I have to watch this. So that's the only like reality TV I watch. I don't watch anything else. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Oh goodness.
About it. Okay. So real quick, I have a bill to pay.
Okay.
Pay it, girl. Get into it.
So this episode is brought to you by Green Chef.
Green Chef?
Yeah, Green Chef.
Wow. Green Chef. All about it. Oh, you know, even better. But for those who don't know, let me tell you, Green Chef is legit. And they are the first USDA certified organic meal kit company. So you get to enjoy clean ingredients you can trust that are seasonally sourced for peak freshness. Also, like using Green Chef, you get to skip the meal planning and like have somebody else think about that for you, and somebody else's grocery shopping for you. So all you have to do is be like, hey, I want to eat this, and the food shows up. And because we're approaching summer, you're trying to get all like summertime ready. If you're on a diet, whether it's keto or paleo, or if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, they have options for you, and they're so good. Like, let me tell you. Also, I know you heard me say, like, Farron, you said the same thing about HelloFresh. Well, guess what? Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, so I ain't lying.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
So, check out Green Chef. Like, go to, and let me tell you how to get it. Like for some free a little bit. So you're going to go to greenchef.com/90story and use the code 90story. That's 90STORY to get $90 off, including free shipping. Let me tell you again, in case you missed it. That's greenchef.com/90story and use the code 90story. That's 90STORY to get $90 off, including free shipping. Do not miss out.
Don't do it. Don't miss it. 90 story.
So jumping into it, because this has been speaking to my spirit as of late, just with making today work. The self-sabotage is our topic for today.
Let's get into that. I love it.
I have learned things about me that I didn't even realize that I was doing to myself.
Oh, girl.
I was like, oh, wait, so this is speaking to me a little bit more. I'm thinking, oh, I just talk myself out of things occasionally, but other than that, I'm good. No, I ain't. So for those who don't know or just question what self-sabotage is when you actively or passively, and that's where I didn't realize I was passively doing things. You actively or passively take steps to prevent yourself from reaching your goals. And it can be with anything, your relationships, a career goal, personal goals like weight loss, or something as simple as like I'm a read more, like just anything. You could be setting yourself up for failure and not even realize it. So now we're going to get into how to identify it. But first, I love the story you brought up earlier, Angel. So like, tell us what's some ways or just some giant way that you've self-sabotaged yourself.
Oh, the girl. How long is this podcast? Because I got so many, so many. Okay. First, let's start off with small things. I'm like, I want to start getting up at 5 a.m. so that I can work out and pray and meditate. But what will I do the night before? Stay up until 1. You know what that means is not going to happen? Be getting up at 5, knowing that is, I done wrote it down. I said I'm going to do it, but I won't. Same thing with like wanting to be more punctual. I self-sabotage myself because I'm trying my hardest to complete something that has to be pushed to the next block of time. But I'm just like, oh no, if I just spend 5 more minutes on this, which turns into 20 more minutes. I'm like, these are things that I know without a shadow of a doubt will lead to failure. The other big thing I'll do, I talk about this on Here's the Thing. I'm quick to throw a grenade. If some stuff is not going the way that it's not that the way that I planned, but if I feel like people are getting over on me and I don't feel like I have any power to like correct the situation, I will blow the whole situation up. Like, okay, okay. So the conversation we had, you're not going to stop doing the thing I need you to stop doing. Instead of me just accepting that this is the reality of the situation, I'm like, or I can ruin life for everybody, including myself. I literally have to talk myself off the ledge. I will be quick to be like, okay. So you just think I'm playing games. And it's not, I don't think it's that the person thinks I'm playing games. To be honest, like, I think maybe they're just a-holes, but I'm like, I'll prove that I'm the bigger asshole out of the situation. I'll just go ahead and prove that to you. And do I think that it has been for my betterment? Absolutely not. But do I feel some resolve at the end? Yeah. But I possibly could.
Being petty feels really good.
It does.
It does. But I also am like, the situation didn't get better. Like the situation is now in smithereens. Like,
right.
And it doesn't help that my husband is the king of petty, and he's always like, absolutely, let's blow this up. Why not? Absolutely. You do a grenade, I'm going to shoot the grenade in the air so it explodes faster and bigger.
Yes.
It is. It's such a, and then also with food, when I stress, not only when I stress, when I celebrate, I could celebrate losing weight and I'll eat something that I know I shouldn't eat. I've been like, oh my God, I lost 10 pounds. Let's have cake and ice cream. Like, it's so many things. It's so many things. That's just, well, I'll stop right there with it and I'll add more to it. But I really feel as though, even with this journey as an influencer, and I really am going to stop talking here in a second. Even in this journey as an influencer, I know that consistency is the key to my growth. That's all it is. It's not a lack of talent. It's not the lack of likability. It's not even the lack of people being able to connect with me. All those things are possible or exist. It is my consistency. And I have yet to figure out how to not sabotage myself in that vein. I'll be like, oh, if I just go edit now, then I don't have to do it later. Or if I just send the footage to the editor now, I don't have to worry about it later. But then I'll be like, or no. It's so much.
Yes, I feel you with that, especially with that consistency, with most of it, but that consistency part is like, even I wrote down like I'm going to post like this many times a week, like, you know, just to get to build up, you know, my following or whatever, or just, you know, and I will talk myself out of it every single time because something's not right. I'm not having a good face day, or I need to sort these clothes. Like, it's just always something. And then it's like, oh, I didn't get to it because, you know, it's always something else for me to blame it on. Yes. But yeah, oh my God, I feel you. Melissa, you were doing a whole lot of head nodding. What's your
This is like, tell my story.
I just want a +1. That's it. Ain't nothing to add. I feel I am the exact same way in every area. And I almost think it's worse because up until recently, I think not recognizing, okay, this is what I call it. I'm just going to say it. What I call it is legitimate excuses. So they look like, what I'm going to do today is execute my very well put together to-do list. And it's all the things that I'll put check marks by because I love the satisfaction of doing this.
Come on.
Yes. Like, yes, I am just doing the things. Don't at me. And then by the end of the day, I've instead decided, I did this yesterday, actually. I'm going to organize my closet. Was it on my to-do list? No. Why would I do that?
Why did you do it?
Why? And you know, organizing your closet is a 3-hour experience, no matter
minimum.
It is minimum.
Right.
Minimum. Because you're like, oh, I've never worn this. Let me put this on. Does this fit? Why don't I buy this? This is stuff. Oh, you know what? I did like this, but I wanted a different size. Let me go to the website and buy it. And then scroll the rest of the site as well. And you're just like, how did I get here? And my to-do list is not done at all. And then there's this there's this weird, but I did accomplish something because now my closet is organized.
Yeah.
It was like, who cares? Because what you wanted to do was like work on the future self of Melissa that would be really excited and happy because you executed content. Don't do that. I never.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So in just looking up why we do this is the reasons, just kind of, let me just get into them because I was like, and who hurt me that these are the reasons why I'm doing this to myself?
Who did this to me?
Who hurt me? So it's like the reasons, and I pulled this from Lisa Jeff's website. She's like a life coach, basically. So, but so the reasons. What'd you say?
I said I need one of those. I've been wanting a life coach for so long. A life coach / therapist to help me get out of my way. But I can't even.
2-in-1 would be nice. Yeah,
and they exist. Some of them cost too much. And I've self-sabotaged myself multiple times looking up therapists and never contacting them.
Oh, yeah. You're probably like gathering information. I'm just trying to gather the resources and then I'm going to go down and
contact them tomorrow. And then what for their, when that happens. Girl, go ahead. I'm sorry. What she say?
You're fine. But the reason, she gave 5 reasons why we self-sabotage. And the first one is we lack self-worth. And I was like,
on there.
What'd you say?
I knew that was going to be on there because that's always mine. Everything comes down to work. Everything in my life comes to work for me.
Oh man.
Yep, lack self-worth. So it says basically when we don't believe in ourselves, we can't achieve our goals. So it's like you don't think you can. And like they're a little corny saying whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. You don't believe you can. And
I ain't never heard that
made it right.
saying.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
that was my first time hearing it. That just
yes.
blew my mind. That's the truth. God damn.
The other thing about the worth. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I was going to say the other thing about the worth for me is more than believing I can or I can't. It's convincing myself that if it does work, I'm actually worthy of that. So it's like yeah, I don't want this to get like a crying fest, girl. But yeah, the point is that it always boils down to worth for me. And it looks for me like I literally have to tell myself that if this works in your favor, if you succeed, then you're worthy of that moment. What self-sabotage for me often even sounds like narrative wise is that I'm actually worth watching TV instead of doing the work. I'm actually worth mindless and eating a banana split and chilling today. And not to say that there's not a time and space for that, but it's Cheesecake Factory wrapped up into like a 5-star restaurant. Like, no, you should be doing the work because that's actually what you're working toward.
Right,
but you tell yourself that this is what's worthy. And so trying to get myself to like, no, that's what is, what you want. That's the kind of worth conversation for me.
Wow.
Yes. So, oh my God, I just felt that so much. But the second one is the fear of success.
Now let me tell you, that's me. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Basically, it's like when you've worked so hard for something, the success can become a stressor, and so you're like scared of that end and like bringing more on yourself because you're doing well, which is like a cycle. Is paradox the right word for that? It's a cycle of like you doing well is just bringing more for you to stress about, and so. But what were you about to say?
That is so true, even on a small scale. So, like one thing that I am very happy and proud about is like my engagement on my Instagram is very high. I will stress about the next thing I post if the engagement does not meet what I know it can meet. Instead of just being like, girl, you're supposed to think, don't care about it. What is even on a small level of success of that. Same thing with like even stand-up. Like being like, okay, I had a really good set. Oh, you want me to write more material? It's gotta be the funny like that. like that one time I did, it need to be funny like that because I don't know if the funny like that is right is here.
So you question the sustainability of it.
Yes.
Can I keep this up?
Yes, it's the stressor of it's not so much I feel I definitely can take on the more responsibility, but I feel like with success comes the preconceived notion that I have to maintain the level in which that got me here.
Right.
In a way you kind of do. Like people will get pissed if your stuff, if what they're coming to you for is not the same quality. Like you don't go into, Nordstrom thinking you're going to get a wet seal outfit up out of there. You go in there because you're thinking I'm going to get something that is of good quality, something that should last me, not something that if I put it in the washer, get it dry cleaned, it's going to dissolve. So I am like, so a part of me, like even with me now working with Kev, like when those followers started to come over to where I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are expecting over here, but just know I am infrequent in posting. I usually look a mess. Okay. Like I start to try to like bring down the expectations so that when I so when I pass that, they could be like, oh my God. But it's so much. Sorry.
You like start every post with a disclaimer just to manage expectations. Like, don't.
Yes.
I'm not going to do too much. Like, so don't expect it.
100%. 100%. Yes.
This one right here is because I love finding, like you said, Melissa, legitimate excuses for things. So I have something else to blame my lack of action on. And so another reason she said why we do this is we want to place fault elsewhere. And I was like, why did you write this to me? Like, or you like this was
specific. Dear Farron.
Right. This specifically was to me. Like, you did not have to wash those clothes right then when you knew you had a video to edit.
Correct.
It could have waited. Like, you're not out of underwear. You are fine. Like, but to me, I'm like, let me do it while I feel like it. Well, feel like doing what you're actually supposed to be doing.
Correct.
Low key, it's gonna hurt my feelings to say this because it's probably actually true. That's probably why I have so many kids. I'm dead serious.
When she said it, I was like, I wonder if I use motherhood and wifing as an excuse. It's one of my legitimate excuses. The thing about legitimate excuses is that they really are legitimate. Like the fact of the matter is, we are wives. That's me, I think. The fact of the matter is that we are wives, and that comes with responsibilities. The fact of the matter is that we are parents, and that comes with responsibilities. And those are legitimate excuses. And so I was asking myself, do I take the time to prioritize and structure my day in a way where I can do all the things I need to do and still feel accomplished as an individual? Because I'm really big on like making sure everything I do, I never say what I do is for my kids. I never say what I do is for my husband, because again, going back to the worth thing for me, I always want to tell myself that doing something for me is good enough. I am worthy enough without like using my kids or my husband, whatever. But with that said, I wonder sometimes in putting my kids or my husband first, if that becomes, I don't know, I'm kind of having a revelation right now. But then that requires additional work, because that means you do have to actually get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That means you do actually need to organize your day and what it's going to look like. So that way you can
use them as a crutch, kind of.
Yes. And it's like, well, I don't want to do that work. So then the day becomes 5 o'clock all of a sudden, and you've done nothing because you didn't structure. So you're just like,
yes. Oh, child.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like kid number 4. Like, obviously, I'm glad Amar's here. He wasn't a necessary addition. Like, we already had, we already had 3 kids, and the twins were at a very like solid place. And I was like, let's go for this girl. But I think if I was in therapy and we really dug deep into it, I would say a percentage. I'm not going to say the whole thing, because a part of me honestly did want to try for a girl. But I think a small percentage of it made it easier for me to deal with the fact that I haven't achieved the success that I have longed for so long. And I can put, well, I might not be doing this on the acting side or on television or on social media, but I'm successful as a mother. I'm successful as a wife. While the 2 could have existed with 1 child, but I was just like, well, did the pilot got canceled, or they let me go of the pilot? Let's go have a baby. Let's go. So, I mean, it wasn't until this moment that I'm like, oh, yeah, that's probably a good, maybe 20% of the reason why I have as many children as I do.
Wow. Yeah, that's so funny that was like your go-to in your, I guess, down times was have a kid. And I'm like, okay, I felt like my whole life was a downtime, but I was not having another kid.
He's like, I ain't doing this again.
I'm not. Yeah. So the next one she has is we want control. We feel better when we feel like we are in control. And by accepting a negative outcome ahead of time, we feel like we are in control, even though it is not what we want to happen. And so you kind of like call things to go bad because you're so involved in like, so I'm trying to explain it properly.
I get it.
Yeah. You get it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the grenades. That's me throwing the grenades.
Yes.
There is control also comes with comfort. So if I am used to sitting where we were talking about success and being uncomfortable with success and the pressures and the stressors of success, if I'm comfortable right here, then I can control my circumstance not to go too much above it, because this is also comfortable. Yeah. Like, this is familiar. And so you end up like self-prophesying that level into yourself. And that's self-sabotage, to be honest. Again, it's all I didn't want to be read at 10 o'clock this morning.
I know, it's so early. It's so I mean, that I said it, but I didn't know that she was gonna say it. But that's exactly, I'm like, because I can't control you, the person that is pissing me off. You're not listening to me. You're not understanding me. And I feel like you're doing things to me on purpose. Instead of seeing this through to see if there is some resolve, I will control the situation by blowing it up for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I suffer from it as well?
Right.
Yeah, but I already was prepared for it because I blew this up.
Right.
And
this perfect explanation.
And this industry makes you jaded. It makes you jaded in that there's so many no's that come, and you're just still like searching for that one yes. And so you ain't finna hurt my feelings first.
Yeah, get you before you get me.
Yes, I'll blow this up first, and then I can say I did this. No, you have a chance to tell me no, Chad. I'll knock all this over.
Exactly.
How about it?
How about it?
Yes. And the last one, of course, is we fear failure. So just like you said about those no's, sometimes you get ahead of that no and blow things up yourself. And sometimes you just talk yourself out of doing things because you are scared of that no.
Yeah.
So
that's me. Yes. Content wise, oh my gosh, I'm getting am I lying? Am I getting better? I don't know. I could be lying in this moment. And when I say I'm getting better at this, so I'll just cut that out. But there's so much content. There's so many creative ideas in me that I don't execute because I can't figure out a successful way to accomplish it. And not really realizing that any way that I get it out is successful. And what's frustrating is that I now realize that these ideas that I have, they're energy, and they will pass to someone else. Sure. And I'll be like,
that was my
I remember hearing in church, like, use the talents God gave you, or he'll give it to somebody else. Like, somebody else will be doing your work. And it's like, that haunts me and still causes me to freeze. Like, when, sometimes it's like, I don't want somebody else to do it, but I don't know. Like, Melissa saying, it came to mind with this. Perfectionism is glorified procrastination, because I'm like, I want it done right. And it's like, you just putting it off. Putting it off. So just move. And I have the hardest time sometimes just moving. Yes, I'd be so mad at myself.
Girl. And God has gotten real good now that it used to take us some time before I would see my ideas manifest in somebody else. Not to say that I'm not trying to say, the Lord only gave it to me. What I'm trying to say is I'll be thinking that at first, and then I see it and somebody else do it, and I'll be like, it's now happening faster. So I'll be like, he'll give it to me at the top of the week. And I'll be like, oh, the bet I'm going to shoot it later today. By Friday, somebody has shot it and put it up. And I'm not even talking about topical stuff. I'm not talking about like topical comedy. I'm talking about, ooh, this is something from your past that you should highlight. You can turn it into this funny observational comedy piece and put it up. And then I'll be scrolling and I'll be like,
right.
And then that's enough to make me, then you add a whole nother level of failure of me thinking, oh, you can still do that. And it's fine. It's okay that they did it.
Yeah.
You could still do it. It doesn't mean that you doing the ideal is null and void, but I done already stamped it as null and void. Next idea that you're not going to do. Got the stamp ready because you're not going to do it.
That's one thing I've learned from the guys, though, because all of them will do a video on the exact same little whatever is happening or a little video, but it's like they all have different points of view on it, and so they still do it. And me, I'm like, if I saw Angel do it, it's like, oh, well, let me find something else.
The other thing that the guys, and I won't say that, but what the other thing that the guys do is they do quick. They go from idea to execution really, really quickly. And another form, I don't know what category this would fall into, but for me, another way that I can self-sabotage is idea to execution has 50,000 steps. And I feel like I need to do every single step. And if I miss one, I need to go back. Stay in this like planning. It reminds me, Kevin, I always use this example. Have you ever seen Collateral Damage?
Yeah, I think that's been so long. I've seen it though.
You remember Jamie Foxx's character? He had
Collateral, right? Yeah.
Oh, Collateral. That's more Collateral. Every plan in the world to open up whatever he was going. He had the little map thing that he could take. And he could give you. But there's all he was doing was talking about it. That's all he was doing was talking about it.
Right.
I often, like more often than not, like probably like of 100%, like 100% of the time, and maybe 5.
That is how you and Marcus are just alike. Because Marcus will be like, first you got to do this, this, and this. And I'll be like, nigga, come on, forget all them steps.
It don't never take all them steps. It don't never take all them steps. But I will tell myself that, and because my self-sabotage and imposter syndrome, they twin.
Yes.
They fraternal twins.
I inside. They coexist in my world.
Yes.
And so my imposter syndrome is expert. And so I do always feel like I need to be like well-rehearsed, well-researched, well-taught, like give me all of the information, all of it. I need all the books. I need all the podcasts. I need to sit with this person and that person and you over there. Like I need everything. Give it to me. And then I'm like, then can I take a test to ensure that I actually learn?
Right.
Oh my God.
And then do it. Like that's a form of self-sabotage for me as well. And again, it goes back to work for me because it's like, oh girl, like you can do it. It's okay. Like you don't need all the credentials to do it. But in my mind, I do, because that's the only way that I feel like people will take me serious, as if me alone is not enough.
Right. Wow.
So,
Wow.
Before we close out, because I just feel like, oh my God, there's so much more to this that in Melissa's vein with all the research, but now we know what self-sabotage is and why we do it. Let's talk about how we can stop. So I found this one. I like to give shout outs and stuff. So Berkeley has a web magazine, online magazine. I feel like I sound old saying that. I don't know what they're called nowadays, called Greater Good. And they touched on like, how to stop sabotaging yourself. And I love the first thing that it says is that you need to figure out your patterns of behavior and then find creative ways to counteract them and form new habits. And like we were saying with the narratives that we give ourselves, if you know you think this way, it's either much easier said than done, but fight against those thoughts. Push back. Just one opportunity at a time. Just push back.
I'm sorry, Berkeley. That was some of the worst advice I've ever heard. If you're overweight, what you have to do is stop eating the foods that you like to eat and eat better foods. I'm like, I am fully aware that I'm self-sabotaging myself. I still do
but
it.
But sometimes you're not, though. Sometimes you're not aware of it. Yes. Now I feel like I am, and even more so because it was some things that I didn't even realize was sabotaging me until I saw it listed out. And I'm like, yo, I do that and didn't even realize it. And so, yeah, so just the stories that you tell yourself, just one opportunity at a time. You ain't gonna get it right out the back. Just like you're not just gonna magically change the way you eat right off the back. Just one opportunity at a time. Just pay attention to what's happening and choose
Marcus
another
got a vasectomy,
route.
so I got that one down. Even though I did get a dog, y'all, I got the dog.
You
got a dog. Yes, I got
trying to get another one.
You just really like families.
I do love the whole family thing, even though I also love working. So it's kind of I don't know. And I'm outsourcing everything I can for my family. I'm like, do you cook? Do you clean? Come, let me hire you. I don't want to do that stuff.
Self-sabotage tells me, or maybe it's imposter syndrome. I'm not quite sure where this falls actually. We have a person that will come and cook and clean and stuff. And I tell myself I am failing as a wife and mother because I don't do it myself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No. I'm so sorry you feel that way, Melissa.
No. Thank you. I struggle with that.
Though I absolutely hate to cook, I'm not even terrible at it. I just don't like to do it. And I could be better, but I just don't like to do it. And so that's the one thing, like I actually feel satisfaction when I successfully put a meal on the table. But that's one of those things that would be the first I gave up if I had the chance. Like somebody else gonna do this like daily, like for all the times, please take it. No. I don't care. I'll clean up after you. I just don't want to cook.
Oh my goodness. See, the thing is like, to me, that's the answer to self-sabotage. So I think it must be imposter syndrome, because you're relieving yourself of something that doesn't necessarily have to be done by you in order for everybody in your household to feel fulfilled, what gives you time to work on the things that are hopefully driving your passion. Now, if cooking for your children was something that drove your passion or made you feel purposeful, I get it. But for me, I'm like, I can cook every now and again and feel just fine, and then not cook it up. As much as we do takeout, oh God, it's bad over here. It's bad. It's so bad.
So another little try to stop strategy Berkeley had was to learn to love incremental improvements. And that I liked because I look for completion and I don't care what else is happening. And it's like all those are little successes that you're ignoring. And if you just allow yourself, but all I think is the end goal and get overwhelmed by that.
Yeah.
So yes.
I can feel that one.
And of course, like you said, the just bad advice, kind of the use strategies to combat avoidance and procrastination. It's like, I'm gonna try Berkeley, but we'll see. But the change in the narrative and the love and incremental improvements really spoke to me. But what are you about to say?
That's why I need a life coach. I need someone to hold me accountable, because I will start the action and then old habits pick up very, very quickly for me, just because of my legitimate excuses. And it's just easier. My life runs efficiently with my self-sabotage. It runs actually quite well, to be honest. Like I've gotten very far in life with my trash behavior. But
I could go further, is what you're saying.
I could go further, but life is going pretty. I'm telling you, it's going pretty well. This is not a lie.
On the outside looking in, you're doing great.
Listen, I'll be looking at it and be like, okay. But I do know there is so much untapped potential, untapped goal, meaning untapped living out my purpose, that I know, or either this is self-sabotage, one of the two, I am not capable of doing on my own, and I need someone to help me do it. I lose weight very well when I have a trainer and I have someone to hold me accountable. Mm-hmm. Then I'll do what I'm supposed to do. Because while I might self-sabotage, I'm not going to sabotage somebody else. Yep. I'm not about to waste nobody else's time.
That's when I lost the weight, like when I did the best at losing weight is when I was like, I have to work out on my own so that I can match that energy when I work out with this trainer. Because I was only with them once a week, but I was like overexerting myself on my own because I didn't want to be caught slipping once
when you were to train them.
when I was with the trainer. So I totally get it. I know we are tight on time, so I'll wrap us up here. Anything else y'all want to share before I let people know where to find you? Oh, before you
I just want to say thank you for asking me to do this. Y'all don't realize this. Farron helped me out in such a pinch. Like, I'm talking about, you thought you asking us was last minute. I asked Farron on the day about an hour before we were about to shoot.
I forgot about that.
On her husband's birthday. And she showed up and showed out. So thank you. I still haven't fully repaid you because, like I said, you gave me a few hours of prep time to be able to get here. But thank you for allowing me to be able to repay just a little small bit of it, because you definitely help a girl out in the clutch. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. I definitely forgot about that.
I didn't, girl. I did not. I was like, well, we need
that
somebody
was fun,
else.
Though. That was fun. So it's fine. It didn't even feel like, it was great. But yes, Melissa, want to tell people where to find you and whatnot?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms at Mrs. Kevin. The married version.
The married version.
Yes.
Okay. And That Chick Angel?
That's where you can find me, at That Chick Angel, everywhere. And if you can't find me there and you see somebody else, tell them give it back. Give me my name on that platform.
This was amazing. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this lovely morning.
Thank you for having us.